What's up, everybody? What's up? What's up? What's up? How's everybody doing today? Welcome to the Wednesday stream. Wow, I bet you were thinking to yourself, a summer and Wednesday summer. Wow, I wish I could spend that studying the SHSAT. Well, you're here, so we're about to do it. I released a video earlier today. I forget what I called it or whatever. It's up light. Yeah, skills. We can do radicals, dude. Did you see my comment about the exponent playlist that I made? Did you see that? I didn't know. It kind of like disappeared. Huh. What's up, Geek Fleek? Yeah. Yeah, but we can definitely work on radicals just because it's a thing. Okay. Yeah, it's all good. Okay, yeah, but I did release a geometry video. Oh, what's up, Teniola? Okay, different account. Well, make sure to subscribe with this new account. Just kidding, but not really. So yeah, what I was saying is I released a geometry video earlier today with a poll in the answers. And I'm very interested to see how you guys, yeah, we can do radicals, Jenny. And I'm very interested to see how you guys do, because just looking at the spread of people's answers, it's kind of interesting. There's one where I think the majority of people actually got it wrong. So, I mean, if that's the case, then, you know, that's really good, because that's what the SHSAT is, a bunch of really smart kids taking a test that is supposed to challenge those smart kids. So, I don't know, check out that video and whatever, and yeah. Okay, so let's jump into radicals a little bit. And I'm going to take this kind of like a slow ramp up, but we'll eventually get to like the harder kind of radical material. And it doesn't get that hard. There's only just a couple steps that we have to learn together. So the first thing is that a radical is the exact opposite of an exponent, right? Let's just keep that in mind, that they're exact opposite of each other. Just like multiplication is the exact opposite as division, right? So these are going to be opposite things, and I just want you guys to keep this in mind because we're going to be using this quite a bit, these opposite functions. So I guess this is a kind of a broad area to cover, but one way that they might test radicals is to, let's actually simplify first. Give you something like this. Okay, so how would you guys simplify this? What would it simplify into? Because it's not a perfect square, because a perfect square would be 64, and then the next one would be 81, and it's in between that. So what's your guys' best bet on how to simplify it, basically? Well, we know that it's not a prime number. We can definitely break apart 68 if we need to. So keep that in the back of your mind. What's up, Jessica? Okay, so skills is putting forward that it's 2 radical 17. So how could we potentially know that something like this reduces to that? And I actually don't know if this is the right answer. It seems right. Is what we have to do is we have to build a factor tree. So 68 can be broken up into a couple different things. Well, I know it can be divided by 2, and then it would be 34. 34, being an even number, can also be divided by 2 and 17. We have a 17 here, we have a 2 here, and we have a 2 here. So another way that I could phrase this rad 68 is the radical of 2 times 7. Hopefully that doesn't blow your mind. Now, this is something that you can do with radicals. I actually brought this up yesterday. You can then do this with the radicals. Okay, so don't go crazy, but this is something that you're allowed to do. If 3 things are under a radical all multiplied by each other, then you can break them apart like this. Then this would be the square root of 4 times the square root of 7. Well, that's a perfect square, so that'll be 2 rad 17. Obviously forgot all these ones, right? So that's how this goes down. We can definitely skip having to do these 2 or 3 steps, right? So in order to skip them, all we have to do is be like, oh, 2 times 2, that's going to be a perfect square. So whenever we see 2 times 2, we're going to enact the square root to this. Okay, so whenever you take the square root of a perfect square, it's just going to spit out one of those numbers. Okay, an example of this would be like this. The square root of 2 times 2 times 3 times 3 times 7. Okay, here's our square root right here. So we're going to take the square root. What's up, Alicia? We're going to take the square root of this 2 times 2, and the square root of 2 times 2 is 2. Then we're going to take the square root of this other perfect square, 3 times 3. That's 3. Makes sense. The square root of 3 times 3, the square root of 9, right? And then all we're left with is just the square root of 7. There's not much we can do. So we multiply, and we're done, okay? So that is basic kind of simplification of radicals. So what they might do to make it difficult for you. Something like this. Times, let's see. Okay. And they'll give you an equation like this. You'll square it, you'll get 6 times 15, because we can combine the radical. And then what we're going to get is 15, 6, 30, 6, 90, the square root of 90. Now we can simplify this, right? So I'm going to break it apart into factors. I know that 3 goes into it, and it goes in 30 times. Then I know that 3 goes into that times 10. Then we have a 2 and a 5. Prime, 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 prime. So when I break this apart, I have 2 times 3 times 3 times 5. There's our perfect square. So we're going to take the perfect square of it. 3 rad 2 times 5, 3 rad 10. Okay. So that's how this goes down. Yeah, I don't know. We can do like some, I don't know how you say it. We can do some problems like this, but the SHSAT actually doesn't totally like test radicals as much as you would think. But yeah, I can give you guys a problem. Let me pull one up. Actually, I have like a list. What would it be? Okay. Okay. Okay, cool. Maybe something like this. Okay. Cool. Here's your question. Triangles? Yeah. Jenny, did you see that geometry video I dropped? Am I in pajamas? No. No. Okay, I'll give you guys about a minute more on this problem. Okay, Laurel's got a good answer. What's up, Laurel? You're always like low key, just like dishing out answers. Gotta watch out, guys. Laurel knows what's up. Tony. Okay, cool. It was my sleeves, yeah. My beautiful flannel. 25, yeah. Everybody's coming in on that. Yep. Ooh, skills. I think you're a little bit off on this. What was your technique to get the answer? All right, so let's go into it. I think that's about long enough. So for this one, people are going to be tempted to combine right away. But notice the very big difference between this and the ones we were doing earlier. This one is plus. And so we actually can't combine them. This you have to treat like its own little variable. The square root of x is its own thing. Square root of thick 16, its own thing. But what we can do is we can kind of start breaking down or at least simplifying the problem. Because if it's the square root of x, what is the square root of 16? 4. Square root of 81? 9. So now we can subtract 4 from each side, and we have the square root of x equals 5. Okay, so from here, like I said earlier, the opposite function of a square root is to square it. So we're going to square each side. X equals 25. Bang. Okay, let's do another one. Ooh, this is going to be good. Yeah, but Jenny, it's the... Yeah, exactly. 5 squared. Yep. That's what's up. All right, so give me a second. Let me think this one out. Oh, that's really good. Wow. Okay. What do you mean, Laurel? Like without perfect squares? What do you mean? Do you have like an example you're thinking of? Okay, here's a really great question. If x equals 4 rad 3 and 2x equals the square root of 2y, what is the value of y? Good luck. I'll give you guys like 2 minutes because I think this one might be a little bit tough. What's up, President? Yeah, and don't forget to leave a like. Super appreciate that if you can. Share the video or like, subscribe if you haven't already. To answer your question, Skills, you cannot subtract radicals if they have different numbers. So if they don't have the same number, you can't add them and you can't subtract them. But if I have like 5 rad 3s, I could subtract 2 rad 3s from it. So yeah, I think that answers Laurel's question too. Okay, 96 for Tony. I'll give you guys like a minute more. Remember to have fun. Have so much fun. If you're like not maniacally laughing and just smiling super hard while doing these problems, you're doing something wrong. "30 more seconds, bros." That's okay, Jenny. You tried your best, and that's all that matters. Okay, that's kind of time. Yeah, this is a super difficult problem, but I will show you how it's done for sure. And really, the Neil, I think you're close, dude. Except I don't know if the answer, I think the answer is an integer. All right, so we're going to go over it, obviously. So first off, I want you guys to focus on this equation here, because this is the most important part of it. And because this equation has, I got a boss right here really quick, sorry. This equation right here is impossible to solve by itself because there's 2 variables. So x could be 1, and then the answer here would be 2. X could be 2, and the answer here would be 2. It's like very difficult to like figure it out. But if we're given a second equation, then we can make some work. So one thing I noticed is that the second equation only has one variable in it, and it has an x, and it tells us what x is equal to. Well, that could be pretty useful in this equation here. So if we start with just this second equation, 2x equals the square root of 2y, why don't we plug in what we know for x? Then we're right here. Now, this is kind of a hard step, but keep in mind, it's the same thing as doing something like this, where this rad3 is its own variable. So the answer to this would obviously be 8x. So this 2 does not actually affect this rad3, because what this is saying is that we have 4 rad3s, right? So if I have 2 times these 4 rad3s, well, we're going to have 8 rad3, guys. Horrible 3. Even worse. And that's going to equal the square root of 2y. All right, now we're cooking with gas. Yeah, this is kind of a tough problem, I guess, because now what you have to do is square both sides to get rid of this radical. So I have my 8 rad 3, and that equals rad 2y. I'm going to square this side, and that's pretty easy because that just gets rid of the radical, and we're left with our 2y. Easy, easy. This is actually a little bit more difficult because when we square it, we have to square the entire value. And so we talk about multiplying a kind of a weird radical. We need to talk about squaring a weird radical. And if this is confusing and if this blows your mind, that's fine. We're at the very upper rim of SHSAT math. So it's like right before you go into space. This is like the last part that they could test. So to square this, it's like saying 8 rad 3 times 8 rad 3. Very similarly, if we were to do it with the x example, it'd like be saying 8x times 8x. And when we do this, what we're going to get is 64x squared. So when we multiplied here, we have to multiply our numbers together and multiply our radicals together. And we're going to get 64 rad 3 times 3, or 64 rad 9. We all know that that's 3, so it's 64 times 3. We have to do that math for sure. 192. So 192 equals 2y. Pretty close, Jenny. We got to divide both sides by 2. And 96 equals y. That's what's up. Props to Tony. Does that make sense to this? I mean, yeah, Damaris, if this is like blowing your mind, that's totally fine. I have radical videos in my playlists. So if you're confused and you got the motivation to learn yourself, there are so many. I've got an exponent playlist, and I recently just dropped a 9th grade video on radicals and exponents, which goes over all of this material. So if it feels weird to do in the moment and learn all this in the moment, you can take your time with those videos and like watch them, you know, a couple times until you know it. Because, you know, is this fair game? Potentially, yeah. They could give you something like this, albeit very, very difficult. There wouldn't be like 12 questions like this. But yeah, let's do one more, just kind of like a redemption kind of thing. Let's see what else I got up my sleeve here. Okay, cool. We'll do this. How would I phrase this? Okay, wait, did that work? 7. That would be 5. No. 19. No. Hold on. Okay, we'll just do this. All right, cool. Go for it, guys. And Tammy, how'd you get your answer? Yeah, Laurel, how'd you get your answer? I'll give you guys like 30 more seconds. And believe it or not, doing this with straightforward math is actually much, much harder than just doing this straight up, for sure. That's good you checked your answer, Tammy. Okay, let's go over this. So, for the people in the chat who are still a little bit confused, one thing that you have to think about is, are you at the very least writing the equation and plugging in the information that you know? Because looking at this problem here, if I plug in what I know for x, it becomes a lot more revealing. So whatever this value is, whenever we subtract 8 from it, it has to be 0. And for you people who are like more algebra prone, if we add 8 to each side, then we know that the square root of this g plus 17 needs to equal 8. Okay? What is the opposite of a square root? Well, squaring. And so we get g plus 17 equals 64. Now, here's where people can definitely fall out, right? And even yesterday, I had such a bad math miss. 7, that's now 5, 47. Bang. So yeah, Laurel had it on lock, but Tammy, I think you were doing everything right except for, oh man, skills. Question 2. Oh, okay. Okay, that's a good question. Let's do that. Yeah. But yeah, you had everything else right, Tammy. But yeah, just be careful. It'll curve you because they might have that answer waiting for you. I'm not 100% sure. Okay, let's do that question that skills dropped because I think it's a pretty decent one. And what he's saying is 2 radical 75 minus radical 25 times radical 3. Is that what you're saying? 25 times radical 3. Is that the gist of your answer? Or the gist of your question, more or less? Or is this kind of like a little bit more of like my own creation than what you were thinking? That's a good question, Tony. I don't know where that Rusin was the first comment too, I think. Yeah, so I don't know, man. Maybe he's stuck in a math hole somewhere. Okay, so let's attack this. I squared g and made it by itself and turned it into g squared. So whenever you square a radical like that, all it does is contradict the radical. Everything underneath it kind of stays protected from that action. So it just remains the g plus 17, but now we're gone with our radical, but the other side was squared. Okay. So this question is actually kind of interesting. I think it's kind of cool. So we have 2 rad 75, and if we know that we can combine these, it's the same thing as saying 25 times 3. And 2 rad 75s minus a rad 75. And so we could also rewrite this 2 rad 75s minus 1 rad 75. And what we're left with is just rad 75. Now, this itself can be broken down. So we have to break it down. And when you look at the number 75 by itself, it can be divided by 25 and 3 and 5 and 5. So another way to write the square root of 75 is 5 times 5 times 3. There's our perfect square. Our answer is 5 rad 3. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so that's our last radical question. Yeah, it's very difficult material because it's kind of a side step from multiplication and division and addition and subtraction. But the more practice you get with it, the better you get. I think I released a practice video 2 days ago. Practice makes perfecter, and all it is at radical and exponent work. So yeah, if you have any other questions about that, you can definitely hit me up via email or in the chat or whatever. So I wanted to talk midway through now about DeepMind, my game. So here is the very bottom of DeepMind. It's like the very last room in DeepMind has this banner in it. And I just wanted to let you guys know that this is the last week that DeepMind is as deep as it's going to be. Next week, it's going to get even deeper, and it's going to be even harder to get to this banner down here. So right now, I will tell you how deep it is because I want you guys to go for it. As of now, DeepMind is 58 questions. Why did I choose that number for my first ending of DeepMind? Well, it's because that's one more than the amount of math questions you need to do for the SHSAT. So the reason why DeepMind is 58 questions is because you should be able to trust your easy math skills for 57 questions in a row. If you beat the 58th, you can get to the bottom of DeepMind, and I'll let you sign the banner. You can give me your name and what font you want to use. Starting next week, DeepMind will no longer be 58 questions. It will be deeper, much deeper. I've already built the level out, and I've already built the additions onto it. So just be aware that this is your last opportunity to get down into the very, very bottom there. One way that I would recommend doing it is to keep a tab open. Like, just keep a DeepMind tab open on your laptop or your browser or something. And that way, what is the reward? The reward is a big thumbs up. So yeah, you got to 52. You were extremely, extremely close. So keep a DeepMind tab open and just work on it. Work on it when you feel like you're energized and able to be precise, right? Yeah, well, Laurel, you got to push, right? Very, very close though, very close. So starting next week, I think next week, Wednesday, it's going to go deeper. And it's going to be way deeper than 58, way deeper. So this is your last opportunity, and this is the shallowest that the DeepMind will ever be. So if you want to put your name on that banner, this week is the time to do it. And if you get down there, there's a special code that I have, and it's kind of instructions on how to tell me that you won. So yeah, you thought it was 70 questions. That's not going to be as deep as it's going to be. It's getting so much deeper. So just be aware, if you want to only answer 58 questions, this next week is your opportunity if you want to beat the entire game. And yeah, I mean, I just think it's something that you should practice doing because it really is about learning these hard advanced concepts like radicals. But as we just saw, like a subtraction error can take you down. And so can you do 58 questions in a row with no error? That is my question to you. So keep working on it. You can get your name on this banner. You can put whatever nickname and whatever font you want. Whoops. Yep, there it is. So yeah, just keep in mind that we'll be doing that. Also, what I noticed is the distribution of answers on the video I dropped. Very interesting. Question number two was split 42% on A and that's 42% on B. kind of crazy. And the distribution of question number 4 is even as intense. 33% thought it was C, and 33% thought it was D. And then, yeah, you have all these other answers in there. It's kind of crazy, actually, how distributed it is. So, yeah, I don't know if you guys want to give it a shot, or if you have any questions about these problems while I'm streaming. Oh, they're static. Sorry, guys. You guys know it happens, man. About halfway through my stream, I turn into a robot for like 3 minutes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, go get it, Damaris. You can do it, bro. I believe in you, man. Stat at tick. Yes, it is me, and I want you to learn your SHSAT. Yeah, that's just honestly so expected. So expected. Okay. I plugged everything in, so hopefully it's like a little bit better now, but maybe it's not. I don't know. Brain cells? Well, how many brain cells you got? You got any to spare, I guess? Okay. Hopefully the audio is better. Normally, I mean, I wiggled everything. And generally that's what happens. You know, like when you have cheap headphones, you just sometimes have to like wiggle the audio jack. That's like the story of my life right now. But it should be better. I mean, hopefully it's better. Okay, cool. So is there anything else that you guys specifically want to work on? I have some stuff. You have 3? Oh, I have some stuff that we could talk about for sure. But if there's anything, I know Jenny, thanks. I know Jenny asked for triangles, and we can definitely do triangles. Maybe we should even talk about the questions that I put in the video I just did. I don't know, or you know, I could find a triangle question. Here, let me find a triangle question that I think would be cool. Geometry. You guys love geometry, dude. Be trick shots if you want. Like, definitely look at the video I just dropped today. There's a ton of I think really awesome geometry problems in it. But that's just me. Let's see. Sure. What could be hard for you guys? Because I always give you guys something way too easy and then you guys complain. Happens all the time, actually. Okay, I got one. We could do. All right, we're gonna start easy, and then we're gonna get a little bit harder. All right, so hold on to your seats here. All right, first up. Skills, you're a poet, man. Yeah, Neil, if you got a question, you can drop it in the chat, dude. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you aren't already. If I haven't already said it, I'm really pushing to get 1,000 subscribers this year. That would be so sick. Bases, vertices minus the edges. Tammy, I don't think Euler's is going to be on the test. Okay, Jenny thinks it's 12. Henry, what's up, Henry? Skills, okay. Yeah, so really nice. Damaris, Lulu. Laurel, of course. Okay, I mean, you guys got this. So basically, this is 90 degrees, part over whole. 90 over 360 reduces to 1/4. That means that this section is 1/4 of the circle. So the rest is 3/4 of that circle. We times it by 16. That's going to end up equaling 12. Really nice, guys. Really, really nice. A boss too. Okay, so harder time. Why? Because you got to push yourselves, bro. It's summer. You can't be getting soft, man. You got to stay up on your game. So you guys may have done a problem similar to this before, but tell me if you have. Mm, okay. Okay. So this is a circle. All right. And let's say that the radius equals, let's do something easy. Equals, I don't know, 10. Okay. What I want to know is the area of the shaded region. Now, this is an extremely hard problem. So if it like, yeah, just, this is an extremely hard problem. Oh, Pierre, what's up, kid? All right, let's do this. I'll give you guys like 3 minutes because this one is really tough. All right, hold up. Yeah. Good luck, guys. Oh, Neil, you got a question? A polyhedron is made of 10 triangular faces. Oh man, Tammy, that's actually a little bit more advanced than the SHSAT. Circle has a diameter of 10 units and passes through 5O. Which of the coordinates cannot also lie on the circle's boundary if the center of the circle must have an internet coordinate? Interesting. Oh, yeah, I drew this problem wrong. Oh, really good point. Um, really nice, Tony, for pointing it out. Yeah, I drew this problem wrong. Let me redraw it. Duh. Sorry. Good catch, Tony. Also, Tony, I was looking over that question you dropped yesterday. That was really, really good stuff, man. Really, really good stuff. Okay, let's do this again. Do over. Okay. So let's say that this is, what would it be? Hold on. Be. No, that won't work. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. All right. New problem. All right. We're going in. Here we go. Yeah, we can look at that question, Neil. Yeah, what was the title of that video, Tammy? I'd be interested to see that. Yeah, so Tammy, if you don't know what to study, I mean, obviously I'm going to plug myself, but I mean, for the everything that's on my channel is SHSAT, everything. And so there's nothing on my channel that isn't fair game for the test. So, I mean, I got over 100 videos, and I would just go through them and make sure that you understand everything in there. Because it's not enough just to be like, it's not enough just to be really good at math. You have to like totally dominant at math. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Yeah, and this problem's very hard. I'll give you guys like 2 more minutes on it. Oh, and I might have to leave a little early today. Just give you guys a heads up. Oh yeah, Ruzam is back. What's up, dude? Where you been, man? Just been Minecrafting? Yeah. Okay, Laurel's got an answer already. That's pretty quick, Laurel. You're pretty fat. Yeah. So to answer Beatrix, Shouts, and Laurel here, like with circles, you have to ask yourself, why are they giving you the information that they're giving you, right? I'll give you guys like a minute more, and then we'll go over this. Keep in mind, it's extremely hard, this problem. Remember to have fun. And leave a like if you haven't left a like. Yeah, man. Ooh, okay. So I'm going to add this in. Tony actually dropped this in the chat. So I'm going to add this in just to see what it does for you guys. What if I were to add a line right here? Does that change how you think about this problem? And I like how Tony all capped you. It's like Smokey the Bear. Only you can split these triangles. Well, Damaris, if you got 67 and then now you're confused, at least you got an answer first. Does it change it when I split this guy up? Yeah, Tony's just always bringing the heat. What can I say? So, what if I then said to you, Anthony, sorry, one thing I want to say to you to see if this changes it, is that notice that this angle of 60 degrees creates a radius. We have another radius here. So we could say that this angle side and this angle side equal each other. Does that change the way you think about this? Amy got 75 pi. Henry got 104.7. Is that a radio station? 74 for Lulu. Okay. So if we know that this angle creates a radius, then this angle also creates a radius, so it needs to be the same. And all three angles need to add up to 180, so we know that this is 60 in here. Ooh. Then we can do the same thing for this triangle. We know this is 60 and this is 60. So this whole guy right here is 120. That's it. Right. Equilateral triangle. Yeah. So we need to find the area of the whole circle first, and that's going to be pi r squared. R is 10, and 10 squared is 100. So the area of the whole thing is 100 pi. Now, this area right here is 120 degrees out of our 360, and this reduces to 1/3. So that means the shaded region is 2/3. So 2/3 of this 100 pi, that's 200 pi over 3. 200 divided by 3, that'd be 6, 18, 20, 6, 66, and 0.666 repeating units squared. So Laurel was actually the closest one here. Really nice. I'll also give Damaris some credit too, because you can round up to 67, no problem. No problem. Yeah, that's exactly it. So this is how this one's done. Very, very difficult. But notice, to find out what the shaded region of a circle is, we have to know what this interior angle is. So just keep in mind what you need to know. How is the radius 10? Just because it's written right here, player. So you need to decide what you know about the diagram or whatever, and decide what you need to know. So yeah. Okay, cool. What else? Oh, wasn't there a question in the chat I didn't do? Oh, you just got your SAT book? Which SAT book did you get, dude? I know them all. I caught them all. I'm a SAT book master. Let's see. There was a question in the chat. I was like, oh, we can do this one. Huh. Can't even scroll up that far. Yeah. Let's see. Ooh, we'll do that. All right. Pretend all of these lines are straight. Oh, Princeton review. Why would we need that the radius is the 10 part? It's a good question. So, yeah, Laurel actually nailed it as well. Oh, wait. Oh, it's really far away. I don't want to reach for it. But because if to know what the entire area is of the circle, then yeah, we need to know what that radius is. Okay, so let's pretend that this is a well-drawn triangle here. Let's say this is 50. This is 60. And this is X. And this is 110. Okay. So let's just say that these two lines are parallel. What is X? And should I just redraw this? I'm going to redraw it just because it looks like trash. Hold on. I'm not going to do that to you, okay? I'm not going to give you trash problems. If you're in this stream, you're only going to get the freshest of fresh problems. All right. As I draw like one of the worst lines I've ever driven. Hold on. Like trying to follow the line because I don't want to go get my ruler. All right, this is where I make or break myself. Let's do. Okay, that's good. Okay. Okay, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. All right, this is 50. This is 60. This is X. And this is, well, that looks dumb now to say that. This is, that would be, hold on. That doesn't work out. Let's change this to 30. Nope. Change this to 40. Nope. Okay, hold on. The way that I drew this is I actually made it worse for myself. Actually, you know what? That's what we'll do. We'll say that this is 60. We'll go with the OG plan. We'll say that this is X now, okay? Wait, actually, that doesn't work. Dude, all right, hold on. You guys are all putting in the answer. I'm not even done. I'm not even done yet. I'm just practicing my triangles, guys. Hold on. Give me a break. So there's one kind of straight line. Here's another kind of straight line. All right. It's coming together. Then we have one side of the triangle like that. Side of the triangle's like that. Okay, here we go. Now we're cooking. Now we are absolutely on fire. Wow. Okay. All right, guys. Now I'm ready. Give me X. So, okay, skills. How do you do DeepMind? You have to get 58 questions correct in a row. Yeah, I am breaking down mentally. I just need, notice also this correlates when I'm completely out of coffee. So, to avoid the traps, the only way you can do it is to get 58 questions correct in a row. Is that a 120? It sure is, dude. Or Tammy, it sure is. Yeah, that's a 120. Thanks, Lulu. I don't know what I'd do without you guys. Is that a 160? Nah, it's 120. Sorry, I was having a mental episode. Oh my god. It's too much work today, guys, and I still got a lot more to do. Okay, so Laurel comes in with her usual question mark, but a lot of times she's right. Tammy came in pretty quick as usual as well with 60. A boss agrees. Okay, we got a little split going on. Tony's down here. Damaris is up there. Oh, right, you can't even see it. Okay, I'll give you guys like a minute more on this. Skills is up here too. Skills, you've been doing good in the chat too, man. Geek Fleek's at 40. Oops, I know how to make a G. Okay, not really though. Oh yeah, don't forget to leave a like if you haven't already. Henry's down here. Okay. Jenny's up top. Okay. All right. That's about enough time, bro. Yeah, slightly different. Slightly different. Normally you guys are on the same page. So let's go over this. I'm gonna use a different colored pen because I'm nice like that. How do I answer questions? Oh, you just jump down the right hole. Like there's 4 slots and there's 4 answer choices. So yeah. Just the only way you can get to the next floor is to jump down the correct slot. A, B, C, or D. That's it. So if the answer is A, you're going to jump down that first slot. Okay. Potato, I got you. All right, so let's go over this. So first thing we need to do is realize that this line is not parallel with these lines. So we can't really play that game. But what we know is this triangle needs to add up to 180, right? Oh, yeah, I got you, man. So what we know is this needs to add up to 180. These two together add up to 110. So that means that this guy up top is 70. And now all of this adds up to 180. Solid. Now, if this is 120 in here, this whole thing needs to add up to 180 as well. So this guy in here is going to be 60. And since these lines are parallel, this is going to be 60 as well. So now we're down to our final triangle here where we have 70 and 60. What's X? Well, this adds up to 130 and we need 180 in total. So we end up with 50. Good job, guys. Nice work. Abbas, you don't spawn on question 1. Which question do you spawn on? Normally, if you just spawn and just walk to the right, that's kind of where the whole thing starts. I could play it, I guess, and just show you. Okay, cool. So yeah, that's the correct answer. 50. Very nice, guys. Okay, I'm gonna actually have to jump out of here kind of quick. I have a tutoring session right after this, and I have to like get ready. I don't know. I honestly don't know why I keep missing Neil's name. I'm so sorry. Okay, so yeah, I got to get out of here because I just need a little break before the tutoring session. But guys, I'm saying next week, DeepMind is getting deeper. So just open up a tab, start playing it when you think like you're going to be precise, okay? Because a lot of times you pay for tutors, you go to classes, you learn all this material. That's fine. I've done that for years for kids. But the one thing that kids never really know that they need is precision. You need to be precise. It's like playing a video game with no deaths. You have to just be so good at that game. Yeah, Neil, yeah. I don't know why I missed Neil. No, you're not irrelevant. You're great. I enjoy our correspondence. I'm just I'm just gonna stop. I'm just gonna always write Neil's name now. Just on when I do a problem, I'm just gonna write Neil next to it. So yeah, definitely play DeepMind, guys. This is just as important as knowing all these high flying concepts like radicals and exponents and complex geometry. You got to be precise on these easy steps, and that will pick you up 3 or 4, maybe even 5 or 6 extra problems but learning about functions will maybe pick you up one extra problem. So it's super important that you learn to be precise in your work, because the problems in DeepMind, they don't get harder. They just keep coming, and you got to just keep a cool head and just like be really good at it. So check out my website, guys. Check out that geometry video I just dropped. I'm going to be dropping videos before these live streams because I think that's going to be a good idea. Maybe I'll stop doing it. I don't know. They've been getting like 50 views, so I don't know. I'll maybe keep doing it. Maybe I won't. I haven't decided yet. But for the time being, I am going to be dropping these videos with polls. So definitely put your answer in the poll if you're doing that. Leave a like if you haven't already. Definitely subscribe. Tell your friends if you have any friends who are studying for the SHSAT. The more people that know about this channel and subscribe, the more people can learn and better themselves. So yeah, dude, I'm gonna go get some more coffee and I'm gonna kick it for like 5 minutes. Yeah, actually, I don't know if I should tell you guys this, but Neil and I was playing basketball and he broke both my ankles and both of my knees when he crossed over. I was wheelchair bound for like a year after he crossed me over. It was so bad. So that's why I got that. That's why I got a vendetta against Neil Gaming. Okay, I really got to get out of here. I'll see you guys tomorrow for sure. Peace.